Read that one more time. Ephesians what?
1 and 11.
Continue.
Okay, so it reads, in whom, I'm reading the NIV version. In him we were also chosen, having been predestined according to the plan of him who works out everything in conformity with the purpose of his will. And for you King James Version lovers, it reads, in whom also we have obtained an inheritance, being predestined according to the purpose of him who worketh all things after the counsel of his own will.
Amen. Amen.
My subject tonight, if you will bear with me, is called Sons and Daughters of Destiny.
Okay,
Amen.
all right now. All right now.
Okay. So, as I was going through this message, I had several other different messages that I wanted to pick from. And God brought me to this because it's synonymous with the name of our group, Daughters of Destiny. And not to forget the sons as well, but Sons and Daughters of Destiny.
Amen. Amen.
We have to be reminded sometimes, what is our destiny? What are we shooting for? What are we reaching for? What are we living for? Well, destiny is basically this, a predetermined course of events shaped by an individual. That means it's based on the decisions we make that determine the course of our life. We have always gone through trying to figure out, what school am I going to go to? There's 1,000,001 colleges. Which one am I going to pick? Which boyfriend am I going to date? Because I'm dating 2 at the same time. You know, that might have been your testimony. Which man am I going to marry? You know, why him? Why not him? Why not the one that got away? You know, all these decisions that we are faced with that shape our destiny. You know, how many kids am I going to have? You know, my husband wants me to keep going, but I want to stop. That's not my testimony yet, but that may be some of yours. You know, which career we're going to go into. Am I in the same rut job, or is there something greater for me that God wants me to do? So these decisions that we have to make in our lives, it shapes our destiny, because we have to decide ultimately what God's will is for us.
That's right. Amen.
But even our mistakes can impact where we are. What we decide to choose to do in a hurry because we didn't want to wait on someone else. You know, being afraid to make the wrong decisions because what you feel is best for your life is what you want to do without the consultation of God. So we make these decisions, you know, we try to help God because we feel like he may be taking too long. And you feel empowered and in control to navigate your own situation. Now that was the case for Abraham and Sarah. We all know the story of Abraham and Sarah. In Genesis chapter 18, it talks about God telling Sarah, you know, you all know the story. God tells Sarah and Abraham that they're going to have a child, their own flesh. And Sarah didn't believe it because, you know, of course she laughed and she said, you know, look at me, God. I'm just paraphrasing, but she probably thought, you know, look at me. I'm 90 years old. I'm not qualified to be a mother because I don't have the patience for it. You know, I don't have the strength for it. I'm too old. It doesn't make any sense. So out of the belly of her soul, she laughed, which was key to her destiny, because the baby Isaac that they eventually had was named because she laughed. You know, that was the meaning of his Isaac. So she said, it makes no sense. I can't bear a child. So I'm sure what God meant for me to do was to have Abraham and Hagar have a child, and that would be the child. So she had her husband Abraham to sleep with her handmaiden Hagar, and they had as a result of that union, they had Ishmael.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, no offense to Ishmael, but he was not the promise. He
That's
was
right.
the mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And see, when God says that you will have something, something will come to you, he meant you.
That's
He didn't
right.
mean you were going to help somebody to get what you need. He meant you. You
He's
are
gonna
going
bless
to
you.
be
That's right.
the answer to the promise. The promise will come through you.
Mhm.
That's what he meant, and that's what Sarah missed
All
in the
right.
process, because she was trying to help God. She said, okay, well, if this is what God, wants, then we'll go ahead and help God out. Now, to give Sarah just a little bit of credit, she was excited for the promise because she thought, okay, this is hilarious. I'm 90 years old. But you know what? I'm so excited. We're going to get this promise going. But she stepped so far out of left field because she was trying to get into the mindset of God and figure out which direction he was coming from. Because she like I said, she canceled herself out. When you have a promise given to you by God, you do not cancel yourself out of the promise.
That's right.
You hold on to the promise because, like I said, the promise is going to come through you. So Sarah thought she was at a disadvantage because of her age. She thought that having a baby at this point in her life disqualifies her. But how many know that God is not moved by our inadequacies?
Mm-hmm.
He's not concerned about what we lack because he will give us what we're lacking. So if you think, okay, I'm too old to have a baby. I'm too old to have a baby. This is not what God meant. This is, I'm trying to figure out what he means. So I can make this come forth. You have to trust in the process. Now, I'm a witness. I have probably had struggled through the process every single time. Not that I didn't trust the process, but because I was trying to help the process.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Come on.
Was trying to help the process. She had faith because you don't move into a position to do something without faith. Had she not had faith, she would have just said, God is not gonna deal with me. It's not me. But when you have faith, you move into the position of acting out in faith.
That's right.
So she did have faith. She just applied it to the wrong situation.
There you go.
So God still made Ishmael, which is Hagar and Abraham's baby. He did make Ishmael a provision of the promise. Because later on in the scriptures, when Joseph was sold by his brothers to a caravan of individuals, those were Ishmaelites. God used Ishmael's descendants to save Isaac's descendants.
That's right.
That's right.
So he had a provision in place for everything that came about.
Amen.
And I think that God is so wise in that because no one would have expected that.
That's right.
Out
That's
of
right.
all the people that could have been in that caravan or coming down that path, they were Ishmaelites.
That's right.
So God still kept Ishmael's descendants alive and flourishing and living well. Now, how many times do we do the same thing? I can never get that executive promotion. I can't write a book. I'm never going to get married. I'm never going to have kids. I'm never going to be able to buy that house. It's beyond my means, beyond my qualifications. I'm too old. How many times have we talked ourselves out of stuff?
Come on now.
God still has provisions for what we say out of our mouths. Did you know that? I mean, at this point in our lives, we're all over 30. We should know that we have to watch our thoughts because they become words. You have to watch your words because they become actions.
That's right.
You have to watch your actions because they become habits. You have to watch your habits because it becomes your character. And you have to watch your character because it becomes your destiny. And we are sons and daughters of destiny. We have to know these things so that we don't cancel out the plan of God for our lives.
Amen.
Now, like I said, you know, God has provisions for what we even say out of our mouths. You know, especially when we say it about others. When we tell others, oh, you can't do that. You know, it's too hard for you. You're not qualified. You're not eligible. You know, when we think we have it all together, we become self-righteous and we've arrived at our destiny. We want to snatch away someone else's destiny from them or their blessings with our words. Take Jonah, for example. God told Jonah to go to Nineveh.
Go ahead, Reverend Cooper.
To preach against the people because they were rebellious and wicked.
That's right.
Jonah said, nope, I'm going to Tarshish by way of Joppa.
That's right.
So he went as furthest away from the direction he was supposed to go. If God told Jonah, go to the North Pole, he went to the South Pole. If God told Jonah, go to China, he'd have went to London. Because he was trying to get further and further away from what he was supposed to do.
That's right.
Jonah didn't, you know, he didn't know that the people of Nineveh would be repentant. Because God knew the heart of the people in Nineveh.
That's right.
But Jonah didn't. Jonah was just told, this is your assignment, here are the details, go take care of it. Jonah said, oh, no. I'm not doing that. I'm going to go here. I'm going to let them suffer. I'm going to let them perish because they don't deserve your glory, your mercy, your grace. But Jonah, little did Jonah know,
All right now,
that when he ran from God, he needed God's grace.
that's right.
And His mercy. Amen.
That's right.
So that he wouldn't perish. So Jonah went through so many obstacles getting off course, only to end up fulfilling God's promise to go after all. God's grace and mercy kept Jonah intact so that Jonah could fulfill his destiny.
All right.
And he was shocked that the people of Nineveh repented.
Amen.
Now, there's another character that had a destiny, that chose his destiny, Satan himself. He planned out his destiny because he gave birth to the idea that he could take God's job away from him. How can you have the audacity to think that the person that created you, you can now become them? That's never going to happen.
That's right.
So Satan, and if y'all want to turn to the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, in verses 12 and 14, Satan said 5 things that he was going to do. And I call this the 5 I wills of Satan.
All right now.
So starting with verse 12, the scripture says, you said in your heart, I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit enthroned on the mount of assembly, on the utmost heights of Mount Zaphon. Isaiah 14, 12 to 14. I will ascend above the tops of the clouds, and I will make myself like the Most High. That's what I call the 5 I wills of Satan. Because he spoke 5 different ways of how he was going to exalt himself over God. But Satan's fate is recorded in the book of Revelation. If you want to write this down, his fate is recorded in the book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 10.
Baby, go ahead.
And the scripture reads, and the devil who deceived them was thrown into the lake of burning sulfur, where the beast and the false prophet had been thrown. They will be tormented day and night forever and ever. I love a happy ending. And when you think of your destiny, you think of where I started, where I am now, and where I'm going to finish. That was the case with Jesus. His fate was sealed because his fate, or his destiny, was that he was here to save the world from sin.
That's right.
That was his mission. From heaven to earth, from the earth to the cross, from the cross to the grave. I am here to save the world from sin. Now, Jesus didn't want to do it. I'll be honest with you. The scriptures say that he didn't. He said in the scripture he didn't want to do it. Because in Luke 22, verse 42, Jesus says, Father, if you are willing, take this cup from me. Yet not my will, but yours be done. See, Jesus prayed with wisdom always. Although his fate was to hang, bleed, and die for all of us, he wanted to fulfill the Father's will. It was his desire to fulfill the Father's will. It was his destiny. He knew it, but if God said you don't have to do it, he wouldn't have done it because he always wanted to please God. But he knew that it was his destiny to do that.
Amen.
And he did it.
Amen.
And without him, we wouldn't be here.
Amen. Amen.
So, my sisters, my mother, my father, my brother,
God bless you.
I want to come to you and ask you if you've been bruised but not broken, hurt but not destroyed, crushed but not defeated, whether it was from your mother, father, sister, brother, co-worker, niece, nephew, whoever broke you and didn't apologize for it, let me tell you, let me give you some encouragement. You are right where God can mend, heal, and restore you.
Yes.
Even if you haven't been to church in a while like me, don't feel ashamed because God's voice redeems, but
Amen.
never condemns.
That's right.
Even if your skeletons in the closet are knocking to come out the door,
All right now.
God is not judgmental of your past, present, or future mistakes. Even if you have loved without getting love in return, God has his arms open to give you what others can't.
Amen.
Even if you are struggling with your children, you know, God will take away any unnecessary burdens that you're dealing with. Even if things are going well with everyone else, but you want a new circle of friends in your life, God has his daughters of destiny
Amen.
in place, waiting for you to connect to. Right here, right now. You are the sons and daughters of destiny.
Amen.
God bless
We
you.
gotta stand up.
Hallelujah.